Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet, and today we are checking out chapters 64 and 65 of Tower of God Season 2, and we had the last couple of chapters, a lot of the fights happening between people, and I always feel like I don't have a ton of insight on that one because I feel like it's just me being like, ooh, look at the cool powers and fighting that's happening, so that we could send some of the characters on the ship and forward after this one-shot, one-opportunity game. So we had Anak and Aran being interrupted in their fight against each other by Baam and him sending them to the Archimedes, and then of course we also probably had Hots being sent up as well from Cassino. We heard like bang and then the fight kind of cut away to other stuff, so we don't have a confirmation that's going to happen, but Cassino said that he would see Hots in the workshop battles, so I'm assuming that is what has happened. I'm not sure why he would send Hots forward, but I don't know, Cassino does weird things all the time. So now we have Baam showing up to help one of his teammates that I don't think we've been fully introduced to, who was being attacked by Shibisu and one of Shibitsu's team members, one of the new ones. So that is kind of where we left off, on a bit of a cliffhanger in the last chapter, and I'm not sure how Baam is going to deal with that situation with Shibitsu, because not only have we had some of the other characters interact with Baam and recognize him, but like Shibitsu is like one of the smarter ones, and I don't mean that as like a way of talking down to the other ones, but like strategically speaking, okay, there's a lot going on in Shibitsu's head, and it took Kun like a little bit to figure out. In his defense, there was a lot going on when he walked into that scene of everything, but as soon as Baam was like actively doing stuff, he was like, hang on, I know who that is. So I feel like if Shibitsu like attacks who he thinks is Viole and Baam defends himself in some way, Shibitsu's gonna figure out pretty quickly that this Viole person and Baam are one and the same, and he thinks that this person killed Kun, so I don't know how he's going to process through that, but that's all saying if he's able to do that. When it comes to Viole, he doesn't seem to think as clearly as I'm used to him thinking. We'll have to wait and see, so let's get into this next chapter and see if we're actually going to come back to that scene, or if we're going to like go off on some of the other stuff that's going on. So we are picking up at that scene. We might cut away still. I love how everyone's just like, this kid, this is the person who's Viole that I've heard all of these like sinister rumors about. Yeah, most of them are just people making up stuff. Who? Familiar, one might say? We'll remember that. What a weird request. So he can cover his face. Smart. I know part of it is probably because at this point Baam has like met a few people who have recognized him or almost recognized him, and he's like, ooh, let me cover my face this time. But I think it's also because it's like Shibitsu and he's a little bit more prepared for the fact that he is about to face off with Shibitsu. It's like, and Dorsey just showed up, Kun just showed up, so he's like, let's cover our face and it's Shibitsu, so like let's definitely be careful about what clues we give, because he'll be able to string it together. He's still just like chilling in his everyday clothes. Like, it's not like some of the other ones where we've seen more of a dramatic silhouette with the clothing choices. I don't like angry Shibitsu. Can we just all agree on that one? I like when he's smiley and making bad jokes and getting excited about like aircraft and stuff. Oh, giving him an out? Yeah, like it really isn't about the game anymore, is it? It's not them trying to play the tests. This is all about grudge matches. What does that mean? What is the octopus doing? I mean, I'm assuming something with Shinsu, but that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things here that I'm just like, huh? I like how they're just like, the octopus is sparkling? What do we do? Does the octopus like take Shinsu maybe? And that's why it's like shining or sparkling when it had like that tether to Baam? Y'all are ridiculous. Is it teddy bear? I can't see properly. I don't know if the wing is on the right or the left. I know they did that intentionally, but I need to know if there's going to be a fight I care about or a fight that I'm like, eh. Ah, blocks Shinsu. Cool, cool. Good to know. Okay. So I was right about the whole like, takes it, obviously not like all of it, but to some extent takes the Shinsu and it goes to the big octopus. Gotcha. Thank you for telling me this is invisible mode. Why do I feel like this isn't going to be true? Because I feel like Baam at a certain point, yes, he didn't have like physical strength or like agility and things like that, but we've seen him really be able to move in some of his fights. And I feel like the reason that he relies on being like a wave controller and using Shinsu is it's quick and it's efficient and it's scary to people, because wave controllers aren't super common and you can be really showy with it, especially with someone like Baam who has a ton of power and ability and can control lots of different like Shinsu at the same time with the Bang, right? So him being able to do something that's a lot more intimidating and showy is, again, advantageous to him. Adding to that persona more and more of this Viole is a strong wave controller, because even if something isn't as strong, if it looks really intimidating, that becomes a whole story that someone tells that then perpetuates who this Viole person is. So I feel like he's probably better in the physical ability and strength than probably Shibisu realizes. Not as strong as he would be if he could use Shinsu, though. I like how they're like, we're gonna make the really strong 10-foot person fight you. Good luck with that. Though, catching him might be okay. There is no one with the team that he had that I guess I would, like, as much as I'm like, Ren and Ovik are probably the best on that team in terms of liking them, and I guess Teddy Bear as well. But it's not the same as, like, if Baam was still with, like, his team, with, like, Team Sweet and Sour, and they were like, we're gonna catch you and take you away. It'd be a little bit different if he was, like, caught and taken away in that circumstance, as opposed to, like, his current team. However, isn't Kun, like, en route, which makes me feel like this might become awkward, especially since Kun isn't supposed to be seen alive by anyone, especially Shibitsu, who would like recognize him immediately. Ooh, good transition. I love the overlap with the panels where it's like, it's overwhelming, right? Like you have multiple things happening and it's overlapping in the action because you have this overlap between the panels. I guess he would be slower too without Shinsu. Though, okay, I don't know who this Yuto person is, but they just helped out Baam in this fight, so maybe you're okay for a Foog member. We'll have to wait and see. It's been a number of floors. We're on floor 30. You saw them last in floor 1. I'm sure that they are a lot faster and more capable now. Oh, I love that where it's like, we have this I should, and then we have to move to the next panel to get the rest of that sentence. It really shows the like speed that these attacks are happening, because even though it's taking longer for us as readers to move through the panels, we know how quickly he would be able to think that whole sentence, but we have these actions overlapping it. They've also been researching Viole. Oof, the uppercut though. So yeah, I'm sure that they can anticipate his moves more than he might think. Oh no. I don't know if we needed to like punch him in the face and then throw him. Seems a little bit much. Oh, see, I think I like this one. I feel like they're not gonna last though, given that they're throwing themselves in between this attack. Even though maybe it's because they're kind of like a zealot, because there's that whole like Foog kind of making Viole into a god thing, but he's trying. Thank you for telling him how to reverse the poison immediately. It's convenient, thank you. Gonna have to come up with something. I was wondering if he was gonna like reveal that he's Baam. I feel like the mask is like slipping, which I think is symbolic of like literally this persona he's trying to keep is slipping away the more that he like tries to hold on to it as he ends the people who knew him as Baam. But I think also it would be a way of ending the fight, because if Shibitsu knew that he was Baam, then this would be a very different interaction, even though he doesn't want to reveal that. It's kind of like a last bargaining chip. Ooh, also his whole ignition weapon thing that we had going on before. That too. Dang, didn't have to be like that. I guess it would be separate in some way from like the normal Shinsu, because it was saying that the ring absorbed Shinsu that was like in a bang, which isn't the same as using like an ignition weapon. So it's like a loophole, I guess, in that particular ability. Next chapter. We haven't really fully seen him use this because we've seen like little hints of it, but not really use it. Oh, I love how you can still see the sad look in his eyes, because he does know Amigo from like floor 1, and he doesn't like hurting people in general, and he knows that this is Shibitsu's teammate, so there's like all these layers of like guilt to that, but he also like has to do it. Like he's being attacked and he's defending himself, he's defending his team, he's trying to protect his friends by like not letting them know who he is. It's a whole thing. I love the like blue saturation, and then we have the like yellow. Good aesthetic. I feel like he's playing it up. Yeah, like I feel like he wanted them to attack a certain way. Oof. Remember, we need the honey though, while you're flipping them around. It was trustworthy data, but also there's more going on. There's always more going on. It is kind of like Casino, isn't it? Who would have thought? It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. Teddy Bear! It was Teddy Bear before. Kun, don't hurt him. Because he wasn't there when Kun was joined Sweet and Sour. Oh, because we have little Wangnan being like, oh yay! I do like there's a big guy here. He is, isn't he? You can't keep him. I've already called dibs. Again, Shibitsu said it multiple times that he is not here because of the test. He is here to get you. So I don't know if this whole like, ultimatum thing is gonna work out. See, he said it multiple times, Baam. Keep up. I do like, see, I feel like that one's better, of like the whole sacrificing one teammate for another or whatever. Like, I feel like it's enough to break Shibitsu out of this like laser focus to get revenge, but I feel like also it's playing into the expectation, right? Shibitsu expects Viole to be ruthless and willing to sacrifice people to get what he wants. So playing into that expectation is making it like more believable, and it's, if people believe that Baam is what Viole would do something like that, would sacrifice a teammate in order to win a game and that kind of a thing, then they're gonna believe that he'll follow through with it, even though like I'm sure he's bluffing. I'm sure that he's like just saying it because he knows it'll work as opposed to actually following through with it. And if he did, I'm sure he would find some kind of roundabout way to make it work. That resignation. I also know how much I believe it with the closed eyes though, as he's saying it. Like I feel like part of it's the resignation, but also it's closing off literally. Yet you're not allowed to do anything to Teddy Bear. We like him and he's here to help out his team Sweet and Sour. Nope, you can't have him. I called dibs chapters ago. Get in line. Bit of an entrance like that, but okay. Didn't Kun tell you to not engage the octopus though? Wait, help Prince and Misang though. Honestly, I love this shot of Wangnan too, of like, we had kind of the ridiculous high energy comedic relief that a lot of the time Wangnan helps with in the series, but then this look, like that's the look that we get when we see the potential leader in Wangnan, the way that he cares about his team, the way that he has these very like strict moral standards for himself, and he's failed to rescue his team, and you can see the like the frustration and the like disappointment. I think that that's probably the best one, is he's like disappointed in himself for failing in that. You found Teddy Bear though. Oh my goodness, why are there people? Oh, he's not gonna join back with them though. I'm like, he's probably gonna stay with his current team. The fact that like Wagner immediately is like, did you meet your friend after the whole building collapsed because of a Foog attack? We'll get to that later, I guess. Aww. Just want everyone to be friends and to be together and to stop fighting. It's definitely gonna end in a different way, but we'll see. I love how we have like the patch of light and then they're both in shadows because they both are hiding things. They're both like have this darkness lurking around them. Is it? I mean, you'll find out. We'll get there. What did you ask Novik to do? Okay, so he sent the other teammates up. So they're not there. They can't meddle in anything now. Aw, Novik cares. Aw, Baam, I wasn't ready to be all in my feelings. I feel like this is like a lot for Baam though, because he spent time as Viole and being detached and following with like what Foog has asked him, and has just been like, I'll just get to the next level in the tower. And that's been like how he's kind of lost himself in the last few years of having to deal with the stuff that happened with Rachel and everything, and not being around his friends. And then now he keeps running into people that remind him of what his life was like before all of this, and he can't separate himself the way that he did before. Like, it was probably so much easier for him to just escape into being Viole and not needing to be Baam and not being reminded of who he was and what he lost and everything. And now he keeps kind of ping-ponging between those two personalities of what people want him to be, and he's getting lost in the mix. Is he the person that people knew on the first floor? No. Is he Viole, this persona that Foog has created for their own purposes? No, he's somewhere in the middle of all of that, and it's getting all muddled, and he doesn't actually know where he is in all of this. Oh, Kun, are we not gonna say hi? Novik's there too. Ooh, it says Casino found someone to shoot him, which sounds like something that shouldn't be a casual comment. So he'll be up there too. No, say hi. Is those the red eyes? Was it my sweet boy? I take back all my suspicion about the red eyes. Is he a chibi form? I love you so much. But he knows that Kun's alive, cause sees him. I love how he was just in denial immediately. He's like, no way. Not my turtle. Not on my watch. Is there another one? Because I've got 3 captive right now. Yes, you were not thinking entirely analytical and strategic. And you've got some new info now, so I think it was smart to back off. 1, to get your feelings sorted out, but 2, because you've got this new ability that Viole has you didn't account for, so we gotta go back to the planning of all of this about how to deal with it. I like the kind of silhouettes to say what other people were thinking of. I don't know how I feel about us calling it a weird hobby, Shibitsu. I feel like we should be more freaked out about it. Hey, Lorraine. Nice to actually see you instead of just a bundle being carried around. Oh, we got rid of one? I thought they said that Casino got someone to shoot him. How is he sending them? I'm confusion. Ooh, this is a bit of an awkward image to walk into, huh? I love the, like, rapid succession. I also like that a bunch of the remaining ones were just, like, people who were there to like fight each other as opposed to play the game. It's like, all right, now we'll end it. We'll move on. Also, just for our whole thing where we were talking about like Baam and what he's processing through, isn't Rachel still MIA because Kuhn's team got basically wiped out and then she wasn't there? Where's she at? Not that I want to see her, but I like to know where she is. For my own comfort level. And Dorsey? Oh yeah, she was fighting the like guards that were there. Oh yeah, because she was probably like fighting them, and then they had the whole thing where it was like if you get rid of one, then they send stronger ones. So it's probably escalated a lot. Is that the traveler running again? Ooh, is that her foot? I love that use of the reflection. Is he gonna reveal it? Oh no. Sorry, I was got distracted like, oh, we're gonna find out if Endorsey got to go up to the ship, and now I'm like, he's gonna reveal that he introduced himself as Baam. Do you? Oh dear. Cat might be out of the bag with that one. Oh, I love the like workshop battles start. I'm so excited, nervous. Very nervous given everything that's been happening. Oof. I got more in my feelings with that one than I was expecting because I think Baam is just getting to like a breaking point, right? Where he can't escape the fact that his worlds are colliding, right? So there's just a lot of moments of him talking about how he's trying to be okay with being alone and pushing people away, and you can feel him closing off more and more from people as he stops working with his team, which is something that he was doing okay with when he was like with Team Sweet and Sour, and even with Foog for a little bit with his team. There was some kind of like planning and helping them, that kind of a thing, and now he's starting to distance himself more, asking for help from Novik, but like still trying to have that separation and say like me alone is enough as something that was a little bit of a like flex when it comes to like his powers, but it's also I think him trying to convince himself that he's okay on his own, that when all of this comes crashing down around him, as he probably feels like it will, he'll be okay because he's been betrayed by people he cares about before. And him talking about like he lost his reason to keep going anyway is true. Like his whole motivation was to find Rachel and help her in whatever way that she wanted, and completely shattered him, and he doesn't have that at all anymore. He doesn't have like something to motivate him. Even like the beginning of this season, his motivation was still to find Rachel, and it was just he didn't know what he would do when he found that. He just was like, I don't know, I'll do that, because what else is he supposed to do to keep moving forward? So now there's all of these other complications mixing into it now that he's reconnecting sort of with people that he knew before. So I feel like he is really getting to a breaking point, which may not last for very long now that we have Endorsey getting some info, which may or may not go well. I feel like she's gonna have to take some time to kind of process through that, because we know that she was very affected by the death of Baam, and now Kuhn more recently, and her having to deal with that. From her perspective, these two people have been killed, and now she has to continue after that happened. So now that she knows that, what is she going to do? She's kind of been doing her own thing instead of being with the team. So I don't know if she's going to reconnect with Shibisu and have a conversation about that, or if she's going to keep it to herself, investigate it, and see where it leads her. I don't know. People are getting suspicious and putting together clues and things like that. It's gonna be a whole thing, it's just a matter of time. But it looks like we are getting into the actual workshop battles now that everyone is up in the Archimedes. So exciting but apprehensive is like where I'm at with it. We've gone from like the hype that I had when it was originally introduced to like it's so much more complicated now that I'm just like, I don't know how to feel anymore. But you can click this playlist to go and see my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so this next time I post a Tower of God reaction, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!